We have a shocking update in the Emmanuel Haro case. I was not expecting this news today, but apparently Jake Haro, Emmanuel's father, has pleaded guilty to second-degree murder. So he has basically admitted to killing Emmanuel. Now, before anyone celebrates, let's remember he was charged with first-degree murder, but he pled guilty to second degree. So I don't think his punishment is going to be as harsh. Now, when I saw this news, I immediately thought that he must have worked out some sort of deal. But from what I'm hearing, that's not the case at all. In fact, from what I'm hearing, from what's being reported, the DA was totally caught off guard today. The DA was surprised by Jake pleading guilty. And apparently Jake pleaded guilty to the court. So that means he didn't work out any deal. So I'm not sure what's going on here. Because Rebecca was in court as well, the mother. And she reportedly was like rocking back and forth, crying about her baby. She pleaded not guilty. So is Jake taking the fall? Or has he worked out some sort of deal we don't know of? From what's being reported, that's not the case. However, they have yet to locate Emmanuel's body. And I was thinking like, hey, if you're going to work out some sort of deal, part of that deal should be the location of Emmanuel's remains. But it looks like there's no deal at all. And now we got Jake pleading guilty. We got the mother still acting as if she doesn't know what's going on or and doesn't have anything to do with this. And Emmanuel, we still don't know where his remains are. And as I was complaining about not that long ago, they have yet to do a single search for Emmanuel. So I'm wondering if now that Jake has pled guilty, if he will work out some sort of deal for a lighter sentence in exchange for letting law enforcement know where Emmanuel is. Will he roll over on his wife, Rebecca? I'm not sure, but here's a local reporter who talked about this briefly outside of the courtroom today. I want to roll this clip. Before I do, though, if you support the channel, make sure you hit that like button. Make sure you're subscribed. Drop a comment. Let me know your opinion. And if you would like to support the channel even further, you could always donate via Cash App or Super Thanks. Always greatly appreciated. With that being said, though, let's roll this clip and then I'll be right back with more thoughts.
2, 1. Hi, everybody. Garrett Haro. I'm still outside the Riverside Hall of Justice where we're continuing our coverage of Jake Haro's guilty plea to second-degree murder of 7th-month-old Emmanuel Haro. I want to tell you a little bit about what it was like in the courtroom. Jake pled guilty to the court, so the DA's office was not aware this was going to happen today. You can see him crying. He was very emotional. His public defenders, the attorneys representing him, were there consoling him. You could hear them asking him, "Are you ready for this?" Meanwhile, on the opposite end of the courtroom, you couldn't see Rebecca from where I was sitting because her attorney, Jeff Moore, was blocking the view, but you could hear her rocking back and forth saying, my baby, my baby." It was a very emotional scene.
I've seen different reactions from people today when it comes to this news, but I've seen a lot of people kind of relieved by this news as if this is justice for Emmanuel, and I'm sorry, but I don't feel the same. I don't feel like this is closure. I don't feel like Emmanuel got justice. They never even went and looked for that poor baby. I know he's gone. Even the father admitted he killed him, but damn, are you going to search at all? It doesn't look like it. Maybe now they will, but so much time has passed. Plus, the fact that it's second-degree murder, we don't know what type of deals he may work out from here. I don't think he's going to get the punishment that he deserves. And we don't even know what's going to happen to the mother yet. but we know for a fact that Rebecca was part of this because Rebecca is the one that was on the news talking about getting knocked out when the baby got kidnapped from her. So she played a major role in all of this, even though most likely she's not the one that physically, took Emmanuel's life. But I'm sorry, I'm kind of disappointed. I'm kind of disappointed here. And as I was explaining earlier, I don't want to see any kind of deals for Jake, especially if he's not willing to let law enforcement know where they disposed of Emmanuel. And at this point, I mean, if you're pleading guilty, then I feel like that should come alongside him revealing where the remains are. Now, the question is, now that he's pled guilty and basically admitted to doing this, do you still think that he feels the need to hide wherever they left Emmanuel? Do you think he's scared of them finding his remains and finding out what he actually did to that kid? Because I'm sure it was harsh. Because we know Jake had a history of hurting his other kids. So my question is, now that he's basically admitted to doing this, does he still have an incentive? Does he still think that it's best for him to hide where they put Emmanuel at? Does he think, if they find out exactly what I did to Emmanuel, then my sentence will be harsher or they'll come down on me harder? I don't know. Those are things that we're going to find out over the coming days. Because it was bad enough already that they weren't searching for this child. Now that the guilty plea has come in, there should be pressure there to find out where this kid's remains are. So if they're not looking for him within the next couple of days, that means that most likely Jake is still not talking. And that's just odd to me. It's really odd. But then again, you can't put yourself in the shoes of these kinds of people. You can't really, understand their thought process because this is a killer that hurts kids. So obviously he thinks differently than I do and differently than you do. But you guys let me know what you think about all of this, though, down in the comments below. While you're down there, hit that thumbs up, hit that subscribe, ring that notification bell, and I'll talk to you all very soon in the next one.